Hello, Mimi. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Aww. So welcome to my MCAT video. If you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to go in depth on exactly what the MCAT is and courses that you need to take as a pre-med to get yourself ready for it. But if you're not familiar with the MCAT, it basically stands for the Medical College Admissions Test, and it's exactly what the test suggests. It's a test for medical schools to kind of gauge exactly how, well of a test taker and your potential performance in future medical exams, whether it be the USMLE or aka the step 1, step 2, so on and so forth. Now it's morning here and I haven't had breakfast, so let me go and make that first before I go on with the rest of this video. I'm going to show you guys how I make a turkey apple brie. So I'll get my turkey, I got my brie, and then I got my half-eaten apple from yesterday because the sandwich doesn't call for an apple the size of my fist, so I have this one left over from yesterday. I have sandwich. Breakfast took a little bit longer than I anticipated. This particular test lasts about 7 hours and it consists of 4 sections. They have really long names. I'm not going to try to get into them, but I like to call them chem physics, critical reasoning, biology, and psychology and sociology. And each of these sections are scored between 118 and 132, and then they're all totaled up for your overall MCAT score, and that ranges from 472 to 528, with the 50th percentile being around 500. Now, if you're attending a 4-year university or going to community college and planning to transfer to a 4-year university, then you're well on your way to being prepared for the MCAT. So let's first try the sandwich. So it's been about 20 minutes. I was eating, your girl was hungry. So exactly what coursework do you want to take before you take MCAT? First and foremost, biology. If you want a year's worth of biology, more is recommended, but if you're in a crunch for time, then you only absolutely need to take about a year's worth of biology. In addition to that, I also recommend 1 year's worth of chemistry. In addition to chemistry, organic chemistry, definitely should take 1 semester's worth. If your university offers a 2nd semester, that's optional. You do not need to take 2nd semester organic chemistry. You do not need to subject yourself to. Now, at my university, there's an organic chemistry lab, and a lot of my fellow pre-med friends would save it until their last year. However, they definitely ask questions. Like, there are questions pertaining to experiments related to organic chemistry. So I say do not save it. Take it as soon as you can. Heck, take it concurrently with organic chemistry. 1 semester with biochemistry is absolutely critical. That this class single-handedly permeates through at least 3 of the 4 sections of the MCAT. I saw an exponential rise in my MCAT score after I had taken biochemistry compared to when I hadn't taken it, and the reason being is because it single-handedly permeates through at least 3 of the 4 sections of the MCAT. The other one that was actually the greatest source of confusion was physics. I wasn't sure how important physics was. It is very important. Even though it is just 1 section, physics is one of those topics where it's kind of like riding a bike. Initially, you're going to be rusty. If you practice it more and more and become more and more familiar, then you become better at handling the physics equations, because at the end of the day, the MCAT basically just throws at you a seemingly hard apparatus that's involving physics, but it really is just them asking you, can you figure out what equation to use and what numbers to plug in? But if you took physics maybe during the summer or in an accelerated course, and you didn't really get enough practice, then you might be fooled, and you might fall into their traps. 20 minutes later, I have finished breakfast, and so now we're going to proceed on. As I was saying, optional courses that you can take, but you don't absolutely have to, is anatomy and physiology. It would be a good plus if you do have time to, just because the biological section does have some questions pertaining to body systems, especially the kidney. Not quite sure why the AMC people like kidneys. Another thing is reading scientific literature. So I had a dedicated course I took for how many semesters it was? By the time I was taking the MCAT, I was into my 2nd semester. No, third. I was into my 3rd semester, and so I was very practiced in basically just, analyzing and pulling apart scientific literature. and I didn't realize it then. Ability to look at maybe a diagram or a graph and kind of like extract what the authors were trying to do was actually so very valuable. Something that I did not know about the MCAT was that it is more about how you interpret than how much you remember. So more often than not, questions will revolve around some sort of experiment or an apparatus, and they're going to want you to figure out like, why did they do the experiment, what is this data showing. So if you're able to take some kind of course like that, then it will definitely pay off in the end. If you don't have something on campus, then what you can do basically is to read scientific literature. There are a lot of them online for free all over the web. Feel free to download them and just read it. And I know it's going to be as if you're reading a different kind of language or a different language altogether at first. But I promise you, as more time goes by and as you read more and more, it will definitely become easier. Hello, Mimi. You're in the background. Puffy Puffy. She was in the background earlier. I guess she just wanted to make a cameo. Aw, aren't you a good puppy? Like, what is your target score? Like, what score is a good score, you may ask. You might have a dream school, and that's fantastic. But to not overburden yourself, I highly recommend you follow a certain range. What I mean by that is, if you're interested in DO, like you know, and you really like the mission of a DO school, then your target score should range from 500 to 510. If you're more interested in the MD route, then 5-1 number is what I tell everyone. That means that as long as you score above a 510, then you are a competitive applicant for an MD school. There are always exceptions, but this is the range that I went by when I was studying for MCAT and when I was trying to figure out exactly what score I wanted. It's good enough to have a specific score, but every individual is different. You don't want to try to compare yourself with that person. At the end of the day, you're comparing with yourself. Study to the best of your ability and don't try to compare yourself to other individuals. But anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. My second video is already out. Funny story, if you have watched this all the way to the end, I already filmed this particular video, but I wasn't very satisfied with the way that I filmed it, so here I am again, refilming it. But the second one is already out. If you have not watched it already, it has some very, very good information on exactly how I broke down and how I studied for the MCAT. There will be more videos coming soon, but until next time, I'll see you guys.